So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for the UHart Employee Affinity Network Showcase. My name is Lisa Cote, and I'm the Assistant Director of Diversity, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. I've only been in this job for 2 months and I almost said my old title. That was weird. Okay, so here I am. I work in the Office of Diversity and Community Engagement, we are sponsoring this Employee Affinity Network Showcase in an effort to tell more of the faculty and staff on campus about these affinity networks and hopefully get some folks to join them. So thank you for attending today. So just to quickly run through a little bit of background information about the Employee Affinity Networks. First of all, they are open to all employees at the University of Hartford. We do not discriminate based on any identities, so people of any identity can join any group. So our goals and the purpose of the affinity networks are to build and create a sense of community among faculty and staff, advocate for and support the recruitment, retention, and advancement of faculty and staff, create opportunities to network and collaborate, offer the opportunity to be an active contributor to campus life, support respect and advancement for all, broaden cultural awareness, identify and/or develop opportunities for professional development, and also to serve as a pipeline to HRD for advancement. So we are so excited that we have 7 employee affinity networks currently at UHart. So they are listed up here. I will run through the names really quickly. And then we will have each identity network present a slide or 2 or 3 about their network and what they've been up to, their mission, and how to get in contact with them to join. So our 7 networks are the BIPOC Staff and Faculty Affinity Network, the Disabilities Affinity Network, Faculty of Marginalized Genders Affinity Network, Interfaith Affinity Network, IC Affinity Network, LGBTQ+, and Women's Affinity Network. So we have all 7 of those, and we're going to go through them in alphabetical order as they are presented on the screen for everyone to present. So Marcus and Shantice, I believe you are first.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcus Thomas, and I am Chair of Music and Performing Arts Management at the Hart School. And along with my co-chair, Shantice Marshall, who is also on the call, we co-chair the BIPOC Staff and Faculty Affinity Network. Shantice, if you'd like to introduce yourself as well for those that are on the call. You may be having a difficulty getting, I'm sorry, I think maybe Shantice has been kicked out of the session, so she should be back. If we can go ahead and move forward, Lisa, then I'll get the this part of it going, and if she comes back, then we'll get her an opportunity to introduce herself. So the vision of the BIPOC Staff and Faculty Affinity Network is to cultivate a conducive environment to assist in the sustained professional and personal growth and success of BIPOC staff, faculty, and also associated allies at the University of Hartford. We have several missions associated with carrying out this vision. If you would mind progressing the slides. Thank you, Lisa. We seek to strengthen community bonds through shared cultural experiences. We also invest in member successes through the sharing of strategic resources. We look to support BIPOC retention through intentional mentorship, to advance member interest through deliberate institutional advocacy, and to foster inclusive culture through the purposeful engagement with the larger university community. A lot of the, or should I say, some of the activities that we've done so far along strengthening our bonds, we've had several social engagements, including lunches together, being able to spend time sharing movies of interest over Netflix. I think it's called Teleparty now. It was just Netflix Party a while back. We also have had wellness and self-care luncheon also. All of these seeking to build community, but also to directly impact our members' lives in positive ways. We are starting to explore mentorship strategies of how we can engage incoming members, whether they are faculty or staff, and then engage them in a way that we can, senior or more seasoned members can then take someone under their wing to guide them through the process after onboarding. Um, if you don't mind, Lisa, we can go to the last slide with contacts. I'm not sure if Shantice has been able to join back on the call or not. I don't see her. Our contact information is listed here, so if you'd like to get information on the Affinity Network, you can reach out to either myself, Marcus Thomas, at mathomas@hartford.edu, or Shantice Marshall, who coincidentally is also in the Hart School as well, at smarshall@hartford.edu. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Marcus. All right, Ben, I think you're up with the Disabilities Affinity Network.
Thanks, Lisa. You can hear me okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So the first slide of the Disabilities Affinity Network, thank you so much. So the focus of this group is to engage the community, raise awareness through support and discussion related to promoting equal opportunities and the elimination of barriers for persons with disabilities. This group has been focusing mostly on how we can serve our community and raise awareness both within the university and outside of it. This group is co-led by myself and by Dave Stender, and our contact information is there at the bottom. Next slide. So we have we are coming off of a very successful campaign. This past October, University of Hartford celebrated its Disabilities Employment Awareness Month with several articles in UNotes talking about different aspects of disabilities, things that people can do to support the community, how the university engages with people with disabilities, and sort of the capstone, an interview, a podcast episode interview with Abe Hefner and former California Congressman Tony Coelho, who championed and wrote the Americans with Disabilities Act, and successfully pushed it through bipartisan effort to ratification or being signed, and also helped to develop it further. Bring it up to speed with a lot of other areas, including making sure that things like internet sites, electronic resources also comply with disability awareness. That's not the word I'm looking for. Regardless. So one of the other things that we've been doing, and we actually started this just before the pandemic descended on us, we had been doing campus tours, looking at the different places on campus, both heading into buildings and also leading from one building to another, and identifying some mobility issues. Dave and I had a meeting with facilities folks yesterday, and that's going to result in sort of prioritizing some of these things so that they can start working on the issues and fixing them up. Next, coming up early in December, and look for the announcement in UNotes, we are going to start engaging some of the employees here in Universal Design for Learning. So if you are interested, please contact me to RSVP, and I will send you a copy of the chapter that we are going to be reading and discussing. Thanks.
Thanks, Ben. Next up, we have Faculty of Marginalized Genders. I believe that's Dawn and T. I think I saw both of you on here.
Yep, we're both here.
Great.
So hi, everybody. I'm T. Stores. Kat Owens couldn't be here. She's one of our leaders as well. We We originally started as a trying to think about how we could represent marginalized genders in the colleges and among the faculty in particular, and to give the faculty who felt like they were from a gender group that was being marginalized or in some ways not represented as visibly as others, to have a voice, or to have a larger voice through our affinity network. So it is open to all members of the faculty. That includes both full-time and part-time faculty, all ranks, all people. And we're focused on issues and policies that are pertinent to marginalized genders. Next slide. We hope that this group provides an opportunity to share insight on faculty governance, promotes members in leadership, engages in curricular and classroom issues that are related to marginalized genders, participates in shared readings and discussions, and mentors and supports faculty of marginalized genders at the university. Again, we're trying to provide a place where we can just be together and be ourselves and support each other. Next slide. We meet monthly right now on Zoom. We're generally meeting in the middle of the month on Friday afternoon from 12:45 to 1:45. And our next meeting is on Friday, November the 19th. You can contact me or any of the people on the next slide if you would like to join us, and we would love to have you. We have a representative in each of the colleges, and we also have Kat Owens from the UIS as one of our coordinators. So any of these folks would be happy to talk with you and connect you with the Zoom link when it comes along, so that we can get together and have a chat. So we hope that you will join us in working on policy and procedure and community among faculty of marginalized genders. Thank you.
Thanks, T. Thanks, Dawn. All right, Interfaith Affinity Network, Diane, you're up.
Thank you. So the UHart Interfaith Affinity Group works to be a supportive space for discussing and exploring the wide range of religions and spiritualities that we have on campus, and to learn from both our commonalities and our differences. Our one big event that we had so far, we had invited in a speaker to talk about how, regardless of specific path, how we can utilize our different spiritual traditions to navigate the waters of 2020 and now 2021. We're hoping to do a gathering to just talk about all the various and sundry upcoming festivals that there are in the next few months, and to sort of compare what those mean across our different traditions. So I'm the faculty coordinator, and Ben has very generously been also helping, doing dual duty as the staff coordinator, and that's our contact information right there.
Thank you. Okay, I see the International Scholarship, Education, and Engagement Group. Sally.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sally Wang, and I'm the co-leader of the IC Affinity Network. IC stands for International Scholarship, Education, and Engagement. And our network's mission is to become the driving force to initiate and implement all efforts that have an international component to help enhance and expand UHart's reputation. So today, Intui, as one of the co-leaders, she is unable to attend today's showcase because she's at a conference. And Sandeep, for this year, he is on leave, but we, three of us, we have been talking frequently to talk about the agenda and how we can make this year's work more engaging for the whole campus. And here is one accolade we got in 2020 that we won the 2020 Inspiring Affinity Group Award, recognized by Insight into Diversity. So yeah, if you are interested in any type of engagement or collaboration in international initiatives, please contact us and join us at ic@hartford.edu. Yingcui, me, and Sandeep will be able to see your email and coordinate through that. Next slide, please, Lisa. So our goal for this year will be from 3 parts. From the scholarship part, we actually work with international students, faculty, and staff to start a mentorship program. We hope to collaborate also with the international office and admission to do more work towards the recruiting and also the retention part of work, because as we all know, last year that was pandemic, and we can hardly do anything towards the international recruitment. But hopefully this year we can have something new and to start some initiative there, and also help with our international students to be more involved in the whole campus life. And from the education perspective, we also helped our international Chinese students to form their Chinese Students and Scholars Association Club on campus, so that we can make this international presence stronger for the UHart community. And from the engagement part, we mainly assisted the D&I office to plan and organize the Asian Pacific Islander, that's the American Heritage Month with Chris and Lisa together. And also we assisted the D&I office by serving in several lecture committees or the Women History Planning Committee. And here is on the right-hand side are some of the example events we had for last year. For example, last year, we co-organized the event with the D&I office to have a community conversation with the Connecticut Attorney General, William Tong, on how to address anti-Asian xenophobia and racism and violence. And also we are a really fun group. So we promote all kinds of culture on campus too. So we think we want to build a foundation by sharing the international food with each other. And we had our hot pot tasting gathering before, and we also did a cooking demonstration and a welcome party to the new faculty and staff member by hosting Mari for protection to give us a cooking demonstration, so and so forth. So really it's a fun international culture sharing group, and also we advocate all this international collaboration. So next slide, please. Here is a slide of the pictures, hosting some pictures of our past events. You can see we would love to have the in-person events back soon too. So hopefully in the near future, we can have another hot pot tasting gathering somewhere near the campus, or we can have more like the seminar type of events soon in the near future. And at last, I'm really sorry about my background noise today. I'm sitting in a Starbucks. That is the only place I can find around me with Wi-Fi. But yeah, if you are interested in our group, please shoot us an email at ic@hartford.edu. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sally. I also realized at the beginning, I forgot to mention, if any of our attendees have questions, you can pop those in the chat. We will be doing a Q&A at the end for folks who have questions. We just wanted to run through all of the organizations, the affinity networks, before we hopped into the Q&A. So feel free to put anything in the chat that you have as questions. And next we have the LGBTQ plus Affinity Network. Jessica, I think, may have a little construction happening in the background, so we'll see what this sounds like.
I have stepped outside, so hopefully you can hear me.
Yep.
Give me the thumbs up. You can head to the next slide. So I'm here today on behalf of myself and Dr. Natasha Segul as the co-chairs of the LGBTQ plus Affinity Network. And our network is dedicated to working with the faculty and staff at the University of Hartford. Our mission is really to provide a safe space for networking, support, and camaraderie. We want to make sure that we honor the privacy of all the members involved in our group. Well, I do not have any fun and exciting slides about our events. We're a fairly new group, and Natasha and I have just taken over co-chairing and co-leading this group. We did have one social event thus far, and we hope to have one more event in December, and then hopefully carry forward with some events in the spring. In order to be involved in this group, it's very simple. You can please reach out to myself or Natasha at our email addresses. Again, we value the privacy of the members of this group, so please don't hesitate to reach out. And then I will get in contact with you and let you know of the events that are happening. We are making sure to post our events and information about our group in UNotes. That's another great way for people to stay connected and see what's happening within this group. And again, the group is open to anyone in the LGBTQ plus community and their allies. So we look forward to welcoming you to our group. We're a small but fun group, so please join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. I think that fun group thing has been a theme for today. All right, so I think this is our 7th group, which is the Women's Affinity Network. And I think, Kate, is that going to be you that's talking about this one? Yes, okay.
Hello, everyone. We're a relatively new group. So first we wanted to share our mission. Our mission is to provide a safe, open, welcoming, and inclusive place for all women and all who identify as women to network and make connections, to share on-campus and community resources for women's professional and personal development, to discuss issues, offer and receive support, and ultimately to advance women's leadership and celebrate women's successes at the University of Hartford. So we, as I was mentioning, just are newly formed. We're going to have our first meeting in December, and we'll show you the members. So Milena is our leader, and then we have a steering committee of Tina, myself, and Dina. So if you're interested in attending the December, our very first official meeting, if you would email Milena, that would be great. And then we will have an outline of how we're going to move forward with our events. And so we're really excited as we begin this journey.
Thank you so much, Kate. Okay, before we get to the Q&A, I think Shantice managed to get back into the space. Do you want to introduce yourself, Shantice?
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry that I was kind of kicked off abruptly. My computer and I are not seeing eye to eye today, but I'm the co-chair with Marcus Thomas in the BIPOC, and I'm so excited to be here and working in this capacity. I look forward to great things, and I hope that you'll join us.
Thank you, Shantice. I think technology is tired of us from the last year and a half. All right, so I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen now so I can see the faces that we have here. And then if there are any questions, does anybody have any questions for any of the groups or broadly about the affinity networks? There was one additional thing that I forgot to say at the beginning that I wanted to make sure I added in. for general information, non-exempt staff members can request release time to attend up to 2 hours of Affinity Network meetings monthly. And additional release time may be considered and granted at the discretion of their supervisor. So that's worth putting out. Dawn, did you have
Thank you.
something?
I just wanted to add something. I am a member, not a leader, in our faculty of Marginalized Genders group. One of the things that I have learned from both teaching here and being an out transgender woman is that when people see in our emails, in our Zoom handles, in our communications, our pronouns, it means something to people. Students tell me they feel if their pronouns aren't respected, then the person who they're emailing or they're communicating with on Zoom, maybe they won't be as accepting to them, and it sends a message. So I would just encourage everyone as a member of the faculty of Marginalized Genders that if you would consider adding your pronouns to your Zoom profile, to your email, it would really send a great message to everyone. It's not just for the LGBTQ community, but it is in support of those who have a gender that may be different from the one that they were presumed to be at birth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Dawn. Does anybody else have any questions or anything to add? Thank you, Emily, for coming. All right, so you've reclaimed a little bit of time for your Friday afternoon. If anybody does have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll put my email address in the chat, and or Christine Grant, who's the Executive Director of Diversity and Community Engagement. Remember her title. And I will put our email addresses in the chat, and everyone have a lovely afternoon, a wonderful weekend, and a happy
Before we go, can I just say, before we go, everyone, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for participating as we continue to build capacity. Lisa and I will continue to place announcements in UNOTES about each group. And this way we're assisting and helping to ensure that people are aware of the groups and the networks and what they're doing. So again, on our part, we will continue to announce for you that the Affinity Networks are pretty much on their way and doing a lot of great things. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.